if you were feeling that kind of pain of banging your hand in a car door and you're going off to the doctor. Emergency room waits are amazing at this point. I mean, we all have experienced, been through this, if we've been unfortunate enough to have to go. The wait times, and it's not their fault, it's just what it is. Wait times of, nobody waits for 20 minutes anymore. We're talking hours and hours and hours of wait times. And you're in excruciating pain. As we're going to talk about, as we're going through this talk, keep it in mind. These folks are in really bad shape when they're in pain crisis. Physically, psychologically, how do you deal with it? I'm in such pain, I can barely breathe, and now I'm supposed to be nice to you too? The nurse, doctor, whoever's dealing with you? I also am privileged to be on the board of Bridges Point Foundation, which is the major support group for sickle cell patients in Durham. And it was illuminating to me when I went to one of the big meetings, and what they said was, well, when I take my person in who's suffering with sickle cell, or if I have the disease myself and I'm in pain crisis, I go to the emergency room, and more times than not, I sit. I can't get a blanket. Because one of the problems, if you're not transporting blood, you're not getting blood transferred, you get cold. You're feeling bad, but you're not getting what you need. You say, ma'am, nurse, can I get a blanket? First time it's, can I please have a blanket? By the 15th request is, give me a blanket. And what happens is these interactions with patients turn away from being caring, honest interactions and turn into, oh, that person's back and they're just doing drug seeking. The only reason they're here is they want their opioids. They just want their pain meds. They're nothing serious. They come back, they're here all, regularly. They want their pain meds. So we're just going to manage them in that way and push them off on the side and deal with them, but not going to deal with them as they need to be addressed. Think about that. Think about it. You're there in the hospital, the place of care, the place that's supposed to help you. And yeah, you're unhappy. You're not, it's kind of hard to be at your best when folks are saying, oh, you're okay. We know what this is. You're not going to, quote unquote, you know what I'm going to say, I'm not going to say it out loud. Nothing terrible is going to happen. This isn't fatal right now. Well, to you, it feels like it is. So keep this all in mind as we trickle through the rest of the talk, okay? This model down here on the left corner becomes really pertinent. We know that folks haven't been treated fairly over time. We know there's injustice in the world. The pain related to sickle cell disease is not unidimensional. It's not just straight physiological mechanisms. It's pain, it's the biology, it's the social context, it's the emotion of it, it's the cognitive, how you're feeling about what's happening to you and how you're managing that. It's classic biopsychosocial model. I gave a very similar talk to this in Germany back in the summer. Things have moved in the medical field, in at least that part of Europe, very much to behavioral genetics and straight genetic interpretations of things, and that's PMS. Very different. Did not differ on desire to provide socially expected answers to testing. So Chris and his team were looking at, is there a pleasing bias in respondents? Or are they just telling us what we think they want to say? That isn't accounting for this difference. These women also did not differ in reports of depression, interpersonal sensitivity, anxiety, or hostility as measured by the symptom checklist, which is sort of the standard in psychology, psychiatry to get at symptoms. There weren't any differences in these folks between the folks who had PMS and the folks who didn't want depression. as measured by the original Beck. Now we can go into lots of conversations about whether you like the OG Beck or you like the new Beck. This is the original Beck. Also, it didn't differ on affective distress. So their emotion, these women weren't affectively as distressed. So we got increased pain not being driven by these psychological phenomena. Not because they're depressed, not because they have more symptoms, not because they're more anxious, not because there's something else. They have more pain. This needs to be, as clinicians, as information being passed between psychologists and doctors,